Hey, yo, peace, family. This is Lord Jamar for the Yanadameen Godcast. And if you watch the Godcast, you know my number one sponsor is Miracle Food. That's right, Miracle Food, the perfect cleanse and reboot for a healthy immune system. And these times, you know a healthy immune system is very important. It's also anti inflammatory. Miracle Food has Moringa, black seed oil, beet root oil. It also contains CBD. Miracle Food is just what it says. Miracle Food. Brought to you by my brother, the Chakra Doctor. So this is a black-owned company, y'all. We promote black-owned companies here on the Godcast. Okay, so go to chakradoctor.org and get your Miracle Food today. Tell them Lord Jamal sent you. Peace.
I'll let you go peacefully.
11. Let's get it. Drugs to cope with the way we live. They done turn the neighborhood into the Bay of Pigs. Kidnapped the fathers and enslaved the kids. Now they poisoning the water that they gave the kids. He ran from the cops, so they sprayed his wig. We gon' turn the precinct to the Bay of Pigs. Saw the crib like that's the way you live. Loaf bread, baking soda sitting in the fridge. My melanin garners hatred, it's sacred. Hussein Bolt, I'm too swift for the races. Drugs change the house structure. See my uncle smoke rocks downstairs, now the attic is in the basement.
Preview.
It's Ravioli in the house. Peace, Mr. Taylor. Yes, sir. Last drive in screen number 2. Do I invest in XRP? Actually, I do. Actually, I got a little something in there. Nothing crazy, but we got a little something on XRP, XLM, Exodus, XODS. Huh? That's our crypto, y'all. Shout it out for the original man's crypto. Artie Stacks was good.
Lord Jamar, man, it's always a pleasure, man. How's life treating you, my brother?
Great, man. Just came back from VA, Hampton, VA. Shout out to Hampton.
Word. How was that?
Oh, man, that was great. Me and my man Pooh went out there and hosted some, a day/evening party and did a little 1-2 thing. It was dope.
I want some details. I need some details, Lord J. I hit you on the text. I need to see those VA Nicki Minaj's.
Bro. Yeah. We're in a different time. But anyway.
Yeah.
What they say.
Hey, you got a lot going on, my brother. You a busy man. You got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, well, I know y'all see this Godcast gear that we got going on. I know you see the Godcast gear. And
fresh, dope.
Yeah,
where can the people get that? Where can the people get that?
Oh man, for the Godcast gear and the brand Nubian gear, you just going over to www.hoodg.com. That's right, www.hoodg.com, and get you some of the new and improved Godcast gear. You see, I got the shit. It's on the arms. It's on the, it's on the hat. It's on the, you know what I mean?
That joint's fresh.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Fresh. Mm-hmm.
So
you're gonna get the baby teas for the women, like summer, right around the corner. You know what I mean?
We got all that, bro. We got all of that. You know what I mean? We don't discriminate. It ain't just
Word.
fellas. We got the joints for the females too.
Word.
We'll go get yours. Yeah. And I gotta work some shit out. Shout out to all my patrons. Shout out to the Patreon family. I don't know. There's some funny shit going on where they wasn't letting some of my shit from YouTube play over there. I gotta work this out. I gotta make some calls. I don't know.
Man, speaking of which, man, I ran that experiment that we talked about them couple shows ago about them shadow banning you on IG, man.
Right.
That's crazy.
Did you see it? But that is weird. Sometimes when I type it, it depends. Sometimes when I type my name, it will come right up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this like it's a sliding scale. I don't know, but yeah, other times I gotta type my whole fucking name out for the shit to pop up or whatever.
And other times they come up, yeah. That's some wild stuff.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Solan, let's get to it. I don't even know what's going on out here in the world. I just scheduled this tonight. Because that's how I like to do it. That's how we do it on the fly.
Right.
When I used to do it with that guy, I would never know what I was going to be asked, and it would just be, spontaneous.
Right.
Hopefully you got some shit for me. What you got for me, bro?
Hey, man, let's get it popping, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Let's dig right in. We're going to get deep, man. First of all, if you remember a couple of episodes back on What You Think, Lord, I said, with her and her lover. Did you hear about the news? Executive Director of Black Lives Matter, BLM, Patrice Khan Colors, now steps down and resigns. She's resigning, Lord J, amid a million.
Clap it up, right?
She's resigning now amid $1 million home buying scandal. What you think, Lord J?
I think good. Get her out of here. BLM has been getting money and doing all kind of fuckery. I've said in the past that that's not something that I support. It's not an organic organization of the people by the people. They have a lot of nefarious motives that I don't support or co-sign. And you have mothers of victims, who are actively campaigning against these people for collecting money, in the name of, their loved ones, and yet they've never seen a penny. Most of this money goes to, candidates in the Democratic Party and shit like that, liberal activists, and of course, to buy homes for these, lesbian women.
Yeah, she bought a lot of homes for her and her lover, and now she's resigning. I can't fathom how the people are going to react to that.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be like, crazy outrage. I know a lot of people's like, see, that's some bullshit. Like, that's all it is. You know what I mean? Like, they just like, see, I knew that BLM was trash. Look, that's right. Right? You know what I mean? People's like, BLM is a democratic puppet.
Right.
Yeah. Hang on. Before we move on, everybody make sure you'll hit those thumbs up. Hit the like button upon coming in here. Yeah. That's how we get this YouTube shit popping and make our algorithms do what it needs to do. Trust me, we need all your support. Cause they be trying to hate on a brother like me sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah, I be saying that real shit. But anyway, go ahead.
But they can't hold a good man down.
Now, Cypher.
Yeah. So related to this BLM, you know, Patrice Khan Colors resigning, man, after she finessed her way through the organization. Another person hot in these internet streets. You come on, man. You've been under a rock if you don't know. Kwame Brown. Now,
Yeah. I like Kwame Brown. I didn't know who he was, but because I don't follow sports like I used to.
Word.
So I didn't really know him as a basketball player or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but apparently he's in the NBA. He's had a long career in the NBA. You know, and now they try to come at the boy, talking shit. Thank you, more fire. He said, keep the truth coming, bro. 100. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Yeah. I've been hearing some things, you know, that he's been saying. I know he just did something recently with Judge Joe Brown, yeah?
Yeah. It looks like on the same frequency.
They was getting on what they call it, Kamala Harris. Like they said, Judge Joe Brown said she fucked her way to the top. I'm saying that's what the judge said. Allegedly.
Wow.
Allegedly, she fucked her way to the top. She was a little cum dumpster, is what I heard. But you know,
whoa.
You know.
So Kwame Brown calls out Patrice Colors. Okay, he put a video out calling her out about stepping down after buying $1 million homes next to white people. And he said to the protesters, anybody maybe current or future protesters, you sound stupid yelling while marching, and the money is being funneled elsewhere. Then he went on to say, take the money into these opportunity zones and buy you some property. What do you think, Lord J? Sounds like he's on that wavelength.
Whoa. Kwame Brown, recap. I just kind of lost my track.
Yeah. So
Kwame Brown said about this lady buying homes. Say that again.
Yeah. So Kwame Brown, he was commenting about, BLM, Kwame Brown, BLM executive director, stepping down. And he made some comments that most of the people can resonate with. Saying that she stepped down after buying several $1 million homes next to white people.
Right.
And she's a so-called trained Marxist. But yet, capitalism, she's buying big mansions next to white people, and then she steps down. So what he was basically saying is, hey, instead of marching and yelling like a bunch of dumbasses, pretty much, now I'm paraphrasing, take that money and instead of donating it to BLM, take advantage of these opportunity zones and buy you some property.
Right. Well, I mean, that would probably be the more intelligent thing to do. But who said that the BLM shit was set up to do anything intelligent for black people? See, there's a lot of common sense shit that can go on every day, all day in our community. Hey, peace, Dr. Ma'at. How you, Dr. Ma'at? Oh, that reminds me. First of all, I'm going to be on her show Friday. Yeah, I think we're doing a show. I'll be on her chat on Friday. But then also, there is a DMV screening for Buck Breaking, Tariq Nasheed's movie Buck Breaking, which I happen to be in. And Dr. Ma'at is in it, along with Brother Wesley Muhammad. I'm just looking for the flyer right now. Yeah, so Sunday, June 13th, there's a it's the DMV screening number 2 of the new documentary Buck Breaking, and it will feature it will have a special lecture and discussion featuring myself, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, and Dr. Ma'at. You can get your tickets today before it's too late. Limited space. It's $50 in advance, $60 at the door. 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Doors open at 12. It will be at the Garage, 6 East Lafayette Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. For more information, there's a website, and maybe we can get that up in the description at some point when we post this later. Did I get you, Dr. Mahat? Did I do it right? Did I do you right like I said I would? All right, there we go. Love you, sister.
That sounds like that's going to be epic.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First of all, I love when they invite me to speak and, you know, be a bunch of doctors and shit on the fucking bill, and then it be me.
Word,
you know what I mean?
word. You got to give them that real.
Yeah, well, you know, first of all, you know, it just feels, man, it just feels good to be associated. You know, like I was in another film, the Happy film. Okay, shout out to my man Taki Grant. If y'all haven't seen the film called Happy, check that out. You know, Happy as in the original name for the Nile River. So that was another movie where there was a bunch of professors and doctors and, you know, honored scholars, you know, and then Lord Jamal's up in there, you know, giving his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Oh, 11:59. Peace, brother. Peace, God. Oh, yeah.
Oh, word.
Oh, y'all know who 11:59 is. If you don't, if you watch this channel, you know who 11:59 is. That's my boy, Bay of Pigs. If you haven't checked it out, go stream it right now. Doing some work with this brother. He's super fire lyricist. We got another single coming up soon called 94 Crime Bill. Ooh, so nasty, so nasty. Yeah, so get ready for that shit. We coming. Thank you, Dr. Ma. I love you too, sister.
I like that line. Now the attic is in the basement.
What? Well, my uncle still smoke rocks downstairs. Now the attic is in the basement. Come on, bro. Everybody fucking line.
Come on, we gotta get us some hand claps for that. Bro.
Now the attic is in the basement. And yes, the beat is fire. I know. When the lyrics is fire and the beat is fire and they both just merge together, that's how classic hip hop is made. And yes, classic hip hop can be made even today. Shout out to my brother 11:59. Shit, we'll probably get him on the show one day.
Word. Now, Lord J, let's talk about this a little bit, man. This hip hop stuff, man. You have been known, man, to be a dope A&R, like Dead Prez. Go into that a little bit. Like, how did you discover cats like 11:59, Dead Prez? Just speak on that a little bit.
Man, you know, when I was down with Rush Management back in the days, and you know, people might say a lot of things about this guy Leora Cohen, you know, but he is pretty smart and he does know a couple things about the industry. And he was like, what he had noticed is like, you know, artists are talent magnets, you know, like him as a manager almost wished that he had the ability to draw talent to him the way that artists are able to, you know what I mean? And I always kind of thought about that. And I always just kind of, I don't know. I always was into like I was always able to identify a hit when I hear it, or just know that artist that, you know, that motherfucker's going to be somebody. Like I just would know it. Like from the minute I would hear some shit. There was this movie back in the days called The Idol Maker shit. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. And I don't know. I just really identified with that fucking movie. Like this guy fucking created this one he created like a superstar from scratch. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
he wrote the songs and all kind of shit and polished this dude up. But then the guy got big headed and all of that. And my man was like, the idol maker nigga was like, man, I'll do this shit again. Like with a dude that from nowhere, he fucking opened his eyes and the first busboy that he saw, like that he felt like had some charisma. He's like, man, I'll make that nigga a star. Like, don't think I can't do this shit again. And that's just what the fuck he did. You know what I mean? Like, and it was some impressive shit. So I said, oh shit. Rod Digger's in the motherfucking house. What she say?
Word.
Jamar in about. Girl, if you don't get out the chat with your mad joke,
Digger want all the smoke.
Yeah, she wants smoke right now.
She wants the smoke.
She just want attention. We love you too, Digger. Mwah. Anyway,
salute to Digger.
Yeah.
But no, you know what that reminds me of? That Jay-Z line when he said, "You made me, make another me." Remember that? Line?
Right. Well, in the Idol Maker, the nigga did make another him. You know what I mean? Like, and then at the end of the whole, that guy turned on him too. So he ended up just being his own fucking artist and shit after the whole shit was over and shit.
Almost sounds like Baby from Cash Money when he became an artist. Remember? He put an album out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But anyway, I say that to say I was always kind of into like trying to find motherfuckers and shit like that. And so, you know, shit just comes to me, bro. Like when you think, you know what I mean? Your thoughts can manifest, you know what I mean, into your reality. And that's just, you know, when I moved to Brooklyn, I wanted to find some rappers to work with. I wanted to find that next thing that I could, you know.
Okay, Lord,
that's what happened.
I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy, Lord J. I want details. How did you discover Dead Prez? One good time for the record.
Okay.
On your lap, what?
Pretty much. I mean, okay, I lived on 560 State Street, which is right around the corner from Atlantic Avenue. So every year they'd have this big ass carnival called Atlantic Anic. She said, Rod Digger said, I love y'all, can't stay. And she gave some kisses and hugs. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Digger, maybe tomorrow, maybe Mike Geronimo. You down for that? Hit me back.
Word.
So what was I saying?
You said there was
Atlantic Anic. So there was this thing, Atlantic Anic. So every year it's this big shit. Like Atlantic Anic is a long ass fucking street in Brooklyn. And like for Atlantic Anic, they'd close off like a major part of Atlantic Avenue for this shit.
What's that second word? Antic? Atlanta?
Atlantic Antic. Okay. And basically they'd shut off the street. There'd be mad vendors out there, music, food, you know, one of those like a big ass fair, but just imagine, you know, a fair going down like Broadway in Manhattan or some shit from, you know, like a mile or something, like, you know what I mean? With mad people. So they was having that out there. People's performing. I remember Fat Joe was performing that day. So I go out and this shit is like right outside my window. So I go out there to check it out or whatever. I'm out there every year. And these two dudes come up on me like, yo, you know what I mean? You know, my name's Stickman. I'm in one, you know what I mean? You know, we got a group, Dead Prez. Yo, we think you know, you'd like our shit. Da 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 da. Yo, just, you know, hear us out type of shit. And they was playing.
They're from Atlanta, right?
Well, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And one was from Brooklyn, but then he moved to Florida, and that's where he met Stickman, but Stickman is from Florida.
Okay.
So, and like the sticks of Florida, like
okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we out there and they playing some hip hop, and they was acting like they was getting ready to freestyle for me. As soon as they opened their mouths to like get ready to rhyme, the music that was playing changed, and they like went into some reggae shit. Like, you know what I mean? Totally fucking up the flow of what they was about to do. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like such a crazy you know what I mean? Like, it was just a bad, like, it was bad luck. They was playing mad hip hop before that. You know what I mean? So but by the time I said, all right, let me hear something, they just switched it to reggae, and they just kind of looked at each other, and they was like, damn. And but just, I don't know, something about them. I was like, all right, yo, give me y'all numbers or whatever. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit y'all up or some shit like that. Like, even though I wasn't fully sure, but something about, I don't know, it was just an energy that I felt, like, especially from Stickman. You know, especially when that look in his eye, when that music changed, he kind of looked like, damn, he kind of looked like, you know, let down or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I was like, I don't know, man. Let me just see what's up. Took their number, and I don't know, I might have called them like a week later or some shit like that. And they start playing shit over the phone. And that's when I started hearing the potential that they had. You know what I mean? And then I invited them to the crib, and then, you know what I mean?
Word.
We start working, and the rest is history.
You produced that. Did you produce that hip hop beat? Their first single that they released?
No, you know, that was a remix beat. You know who did that beat?
Who did that?
Kanye West.
Wow. Applaud for that, man. Hit that right.
Kanye West. A lot of people don't know that.
That's crazy.
That was like one of the first times I ever heard of him.
Wow.
You know, because at that time, I'm the executive producer and all of that. They were signed to me, so I have to sign off on everything that they was doing at the time, you know. And so I'm getting something, you know, across my desk that said, you know, producer, however much he was getting paid, Kanye West. And I just remember being like, who's this Kanye West? Like, you know what I mean? And
wow,
why is he getting this much for like,
wow, this is a what?
It wasn't even crazy. It might have been like 4,000-5,000, but back then, you know, could have got niggas for cheaper, especially somebody that you never heard of or whatever. You know what I mean? So
word. Hey, man, this is a What You Think, Lord exclusive. I don't think anybody heard that story. That's what's up.
They may have. I don't know.
Word. Lord J, do you remember back in the day, back in hip hop, when the artists that were signed, especially from the West Coast, when Brand Nubian and you were coming up, how rappers were deemed misogynistic? You remember them days? Sure. Snoop Dogg songs, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, and how
Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Who would have ever thought, Lord J, that a rapper would end up killing himself over a girl, over a broad, over a female that cheated on him? Did you hear about that story?
I just heard about this. What was a rapper or a producer? What's his name?
20 years young.
20 years young.
Rapper Lil Loaded.
Lil Loaded. That's right. Goodness gracious.
Took his life and committed suicide, Lord J, because
we know how. Was it with the gun? Because I'd hate that he had a name like Little Loaded and he ends up shooting himself with a loaded gun. What kind of irony does that speak to? But well, here's the thing. You know, I feel like it speaks to the generation that they're raising right now. You see, the generation that they're raising is very super soft. Like they're trained to not take disappointment and shit like that. Like they set them up to where they don't have to suffer disappointment, is what they try to do anyway. And then when it happens, it's fucking a catastrophe for these people. You know, back in the days when I was a kid, you get in a fucking race. If you don't win, you don't get a fucking trophy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if you know,
participation award,
first, second, or third. That's it. You know what I mean? If you didn't win, if you didn't get that, too fucking bad. It ain't no fucking participation trophy. Oh, everybody gets a trophy to make you feel good. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like that's the shit why motherfuckers end up doing dumb shit like this later, because they're not used to psychologically. Oh shit, Big Stu Films up in the house. What up, Big Stu? Thank you, brother. Right there next to you.
Big Stu.
Yeah, they're not used to disappointment. You know what I mean? Like people my age, we grew up with mad disappointments and shit, you know, when we were young, like, and moved past that shit. You know what I mean? Like it was what it was. Like killing yourself and like over a girl, a broad, like to us, that was like the ultimate like sucker shit. Like that's the ultimate, yo, you's a bird. Like you ready to take your life for a broad? Like niggas used to be like, yo, girls are like a dime a dozen. Like that's the kind of sayings, I'm gonna keep it real, like the kind of niggas I came up around, that's the sayings they had. That's just, yo, girls are a dime a dozen. Oh, they're like a bus. If you miss one, just catch the next one.
Every 15 minutes.
Basically.
Man, it's just mind-blowing. Rappers used to diss girls. Rappers used to diss women. Not all, but, you know.
That's right, Dr. Ma'at. This is what happens when the father's not in the home. Go ahead.
So nowadays, you know, it's just weird when you hear rappers used to diss female, being misogynistic. Now they're literally killing themselves over girls. I was just watching a video. Shout out to this cat named Steph is Cold. Are you familiar with Steph is Cold?
No.
Okay, he's kind of like a younger version of Kevin Samuels. Okay. They're kind of two peas of the same pod. They're in that same realm of dating advice. And he was saying, if a girl rejects you or if a girl cheats on you, and he's really, really emotional about it. I'll send you some links later so you can check it out. But he was saying how beta males are taking their lives and simping over these girls. And he basically teaches you the fundamentals of becoming an alpha male. And his take on it was, you know, I got some details about Lil Loaded because I've never heard of him before.
Me neither.
But apparently he was on the up and up, making about $35K a month. He was worth about, you know, $500,000, half a ticket. And shout out to Steph is Cold. He said, how many men actually make that kind of money? Kind of like how Kevin Samuels was talking about high value men. 20 years young, making $35K a month, takes his life over a female, real popular on social media. And it just goes to show that money cannot make you an alpha. It'll still make you a beta simp. Talk about that, Lord J. It's crazy out here.
Well, it also, for me, it goes to show that, again, we live in a mental world. Like you can have all the money and the fucking gear and the jewelry and all of that, but if you are not right in your mind, if you don't, if shit is not right up here, if you don't see things in a way that makes you comfortable with your being, you know what I mean? Then you got motherfuckers that could be so tortured by what's going on the inside that they'll take themselves out. Like these motherfuckers can't deal with their own thoughts. And this is why, you know what I mean? This is why we need to have discipline. You need to train your thoughts. This is where meditation comes in, where you're able to train your thoughts, calm your thoughts, because your thoughts can overrun you. Your thoughts can overrun you into where no fucking money or nothing is going to fucking matter because you think that the world is over because, you know, she sucked this nigga's dick. Like, huh?
She's not texting me back. What's going on? She's not calling me back.
No. They're picturing it's worse than that because now they're picturing her blowing a nigga and all this crazy shit. And you know, and that's where they really fucking you know what I mean? That's where they really fucking
losing their mind.
Your stomach starts turning, and why would your stomach turn from just a thought? You see what I'm saying? It's not like somebody went in there with their hand and started turning inside, because the mind is what is controls all of this. We keep looking at this world like it's all about the physical. It all starts in your mind. Get your mind right, and your fucking everything else will be right. What you think about is where you'll be. So this nigga was thinking, oh, I can't live without this broad. The thought of what she did just makes,
that's sad. Very sad story.
I want to kill myself. And then why? Like that's another thing. Like, we're so programmed to respond to things based upon our frame of reference of how we saw somebody else respond to it, that we may have respected or whatever the case may be. But how you respond to something is your choice. You see what I'm saying? Like, girls will call each other bitches all day. Bitch, shut up, bitch. Bitch, da. Right? But then if a nigga or even a girl that they don't know calls him a bitch, it's a problem. It's the same word said to the same person, but it's just how they view it. You see what I'm saying? That makes it different. Right. How they view it in their mind makes it different.
Right.
So and makes it how they're going to respond to it. If this, in his mind, he believed that was his girl. You see what I'm saying? So that probably made him feel like he wanted to kill himself. If she would have just been a girl, he was, well, I'm just fucking her. You see? And he didn't mentally have that attachment to her. He wouldn't have gave a fuck. He'd be like, oh, where you fucked it too? Oh, where?
So he was imprinted, mentally attached. He couldn't control his mind.
He mentally attached. He mentally attached himself to, you know what I mean? To this woman and as some sort of value. And when, he found out, she was a smut or whatever the case may be, or when he found out that his reality wasn't what he thought it was, he resorted to, just wanting to throw it all out the window.
Sad story.
Hang on, wait, let me see this. What's it say? He said, my ex can be having a train ran on her by 50 Arabs, and I don't give a fuck. He said, but then again, I'm a man of 45. That's her business. You're right, Black Rat. Wow. You're right, Black Light. But would you have gave a fuck when you was 25? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the only thing, because if we keep it real, we probably was all in our feelings at some point over abroad, to some degree, not to the point of where you ready to off yourself, but you know what I mean? We've all been, went from beta to alpha abroad at some point in your life. Like, you could have been a little kid or whatever the case may be, like first started dealing with broads, and you know what I mean? And then later, you grew a tough skin or whatever. But at some point in your life, you know what I mean? One of these broads had you. And just for some of them, for some people, it's just worse, because there's degrees to everything. Like, so for some people, they can't shake it off. And then turns into cutting myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, what it is.
You know that Lord J is
Now,
kind of
but hold up.
Huh?
I just want to say,
Yeah.
rest in peace to the young man. You know, I'm sorry that his mind was to that point where he felt like he had to do that. And you know, mental health is something that we need to address, you know, because we live in a fucking lunatic world. So of course there's gonna be a lot of mental instability. Like they do that on purpose. They
Right.
want you to be mentally unstable.
Right. Hey man, rest in peace to
Yeah,
Lil
little loaded.
Loaded. I was gonna say, Lord J, it's crazy because that Steph is cold, which is I'm gonna send you some links, the younger version of Kevin Samuels. They have their whole lexicon. It's called red pill, blue pill. Blue pill is the beta simp mindset, and the red pill is the alpha male mindset. And they're saying you can't go from blue pill to red pill overnight. It's a process. You turn into a dog because you've been hurt over and over. So you turn into that alpha mindset, which is the red pill, and turn into a dog. So it's called the manosphere, and don't be a mangina, and level up. So they got their own kind of like wordplay going on. It's kind of interesting.
Well, they didn't make up mangina. I've heard mangina.
Oh, okay.
That's not new, but you know, they might just be making it popular again. But yeah.
So you heard of mangina, but I never heard that.
These niggas got man badussies out here, man. The fuck out of here.
All right, so check it out. A lot of times, while we're talking about this little loaded, I've noticed. What's your take on the younger generation? A lot of them seem to have anxiety, depression, all kinds of stuff, man. Like when we were coming up, we didn't. I guess we had tougher skin. What's going on with with the youth in them?
I mean, I was just talking about it. That's what we were just talking about. Like they,
So you think it falls under the same umbrella?
Yeah, it's just the culture that they're being fed. You know what I mean? And again, it's all about the path of least resistance. There's going to be a time when we're going to need strong young men to fight for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And all we're going to have is a bunch of betas and sissies to choose from. That's what they want. That's the path of least resistance. So now here I come with motherfucking men that been working out and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Training and all this type of shit. And now you got a bunch of motherfucking, niggas with man purses and shit. Just throwing their hands up like, just like in them Wayne's movies, whenever them niggas get scared, they always fucking scream like a female and shit. Mm-hmm. And they try to make that a thing for a lot of like black actors, especially the so-called comedians, they try to act like when they get scared, they're extra scared, like almost like a woman scared, and that's to promote that beta soft mentality.
It almost they're almost using the same technique as how they breed out the aggressive pits, right?
Yes, sir. Talk to them. Yeah, that's good. That's a good analogy. Yes. You breed out the aggression. Right. And how do you do that? By rewarding behavior that you want and punishing the behavior that you don't want.
Right. Or taking two betas
out here rewarding these kids for being soft. You know what I mean? They're rewarding them with money and trinkets and you know what I mean? Pretty much whatever they want. They're rewarding them for acting like that. Shit, you can get a show, you can get all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like look at the nigga Lil Nas X. Like he's a great example of being rewarded for doing what they want you to do. like he's not even talented. All right, that first Old Town Road, that was a catchy motherfucking song. I'm not gonna front. It was a catchy song. But all the rest of his shits is trash. Like he should have just been a one-hit wonder. We should have never seen him again. But it's because they're rewarding him for doing everything that he's supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why he's, you know what I mean? They're gonna keep him there and make sure that he's, you know what I mean, breaded up and all of that.
It's still a man's world. Alphas, forget the betas, Lord J. Let's talk about the opposite children, the opposite children of the betas. Breaking news this afternoon. Did you hear that 2 children, really aggressive, 12 and 14 years old, used AK-47s and other guns?
Yeah, I didn't like this story. I didn't like that story, man. It sounded like some bullshit to me, bro. I don't know if we should be reporting on this shit.
Okay.
First of all, they didn't show us nothing. I didn't see shit. Okay. Right now, they're in a real push to try to take guns away from the average citizen. Because again, it falls in line of what I said earlier, the path of least resistance. If we have a bunch of beta males and pansies, and then the rest of the ones that might be alphas that would be ready to fight, well, let's take their fucking guns away. And I'm not just talking black people. I'm talking all people now. You know what I mean? Let's just try to take their guns away, especially the ones who we know have the guns, the ones that legally bought them. You know what I mean? The ones that had to register them and all of that type of shit. So this fucking story, you know, has a lot of fucking layers to it. These were foster children who broke into some people's homes and stole an AK and then started, the way the police was making it sound like they was tactically firing, like they were using the whole length of the house and all this type of shit. Like I'm be honest, a lot of kids don't even know how to fucking load that motherfucking thing. You know what I mean? Like a 12-year-old and a 14, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying it seems a little fishy, and I don't fucking believe every fucking thing that I hear on the news. So yeah, certain things we need to be wary.
Sounding spooky
about
out
when we report it, because we could be falling right into the shit that they want us to fall into.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they right now they keep making it seem like, pardon me, that, you know, gun violence, and your ban Biden and fucking Kamala Harris is, you know, they got a fucking hard on for trying to get rid of these guns and abolishing Second Amendment rights. And to make no mistake about it, this is not no white boy fucking fight. This is if you about being free, and when they say in the Constitution that you know, the people got the right to bear arms to protect themselves from a tyrannical government. If your government decides to become tyrannical and turn against you, you're supposed to be able to defend yourself from your own government if need be. That's why they are doing the things they're doing, because we can see they're turning tyrannical. And you know, at some point, people are going to want to defend themselves from tyranny. And that's where all of this shit comes in at. Combined with, you know, I mean, the beta shit also leads into the birth control and the, you know, their genetic survival that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, you know, so eloquently spoke to us about. All of these things are combined.
Speaking of the birth and the birth control and all that, you posted something very interesting in your IG stories about you didn't win the race or something like that. Can you
Oh,
explain? That was very interesting.
yeah. Well, because first of all, there's a lot of the education system as we know it was basically run and manipulated by the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and shit like that. So a lot of shit that we believe and know as foundational principles are really things that these people wanted us to believe.
Now you can speak in code where need be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I don't think I need to speak in code about that.
Okay.
So this whole thing about sperms winning a race and all of this type of shit, it's almost kind of, I think they tried to make it almost like that Big Bang, like again, like you're an accident. You just happen to be one of a million sperm that won a race to the egg. You see what I'm saying? Just like they try to act like, oh, the Big Bang, there was some big explosion and things started twirling around, and it happened to make planets, and then out of that, you happened, humans happened to evolve, so that whole story about winning a race is kind of parallel to that Big Bang theory. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that's why they would tell you some shit like that. But now, to find out that, like, how special would you now feel if you found out, oh no, you were chosen, okay, out of all a million sperms or whatever, you were summoned to the egg. It's like when we talk about, geocentrism versus heliocentrism, where they believe that, either we're spinning around the sun or everything's spinning around us. You see what I'm saying? Like to find out that you actually are the center of the universe, that you actually were special, you were not an accident, gives people a different mental outlook. And that's what I'm talking about. We live in a mental world, and that's why they need to fuck up your mental picture and make it cloudy and make it so that you're not sure, so that you're fucking off kilter, you're off footing. You don't know what the fuck to believe out here. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, with the thing that you posted on your IG, and we were speaking previously about what'd you call her? Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. This is funny. I can't front.
Okay.
This nigga said Jamar podcast with Fresh Kid Ice. You do look like that nigga. You need to have one of them arm things. Remember that nigga used to always have his arm in some shit. I don't know what was wrong with the nigga arm, but that nigga always had his arm in like some sort of little fucking sling or some shit.
It's crazy because whenever I dip in and out of Miami a lot, and whenever I'm walking around Miami,
Fresh Kid Ice, what's up? What's up, my man? Where's your arm sling, nigga?
It's crazy because I was just hanging out with 2 Live Crew maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. So that's crazy.
And homie passed away, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they probably fucking start shedding a tear when you come around.
Yeah, man. Rest
in peace.
Fresh Kid Ice.
You remind me of that nigga, man. You know what? Get out of here, man. I can't even have you around, man. This nigga look too much like Fresh Kid Ice.
Wow.
That nigga, I know he was getting some fucking Tootsie Roll even with his arm like that. I bet you he was. He was still doing what he had to do. Them niggas was having freak offs. Me so horny. All right.
Woo.
So what were you saying? I'm sorry. homeboy just, Oh, Gully, what's good? I see my man Gully TV up in this bitch.
Shout out.
Peace, Jamil, was good. You ain't hit me about the rock and roll shit. We'll get to it though. We'll get to it. Somebody keeps saying, talk about Fauci's leaked emails.
Listen, I was getting to that.
I know nothing about this. What? Pray tell.
I was getting to that.
Remember, we'll get to it. Let's go.
Remember when I was trying to segue into that by when you called her Kamala. Okay, I was gonna
Allah.
I was gonna segue.
Holla. Come holla.
I was gonna segue by bringing up her name because Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, okay, he's basically getting grilled in the Senate hearings. Are you familiar with that? You've been keeping up with the Senate hearings grilling Dr. Fauci?
Dr. Fauci? No, I'm not really. Bro, I don't watch the fucking news no more. You know why? Because every fucking time you turn around, it's some shit about, you need to get that thing.
Code word.
That thing is that thing that you need to get. And if we all get that thing, then that thing will make things better. Get that thing. You know what I mean? And I'm just, the bombardment is crazy. Like if y'all don't see how crazy this bombardment, have y'all ever been bombarded about anything like this ever in life? Ever? They wasn't bombarding about condoms when AIDS was running rampant. They wasn't on condoms this hard.
I was thinking about that earlier today.
And AIDS was taking motherfuckers out. AIDS was taking motherfuckers out. I'm just saying. Wait, tell me about these emails. What's in them?
Okay, so leaked emails. So basically, he's getting grilled in Senate, particularly from Senator Paul Rand. Paul Rand has always been on his tip.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Basically, he grilled him about funding the Wuhan lab, and that he's known about this ever since funding the Wuhan lab and a saying called gain of function to provide for gain of function studies. Are you familiar with gain of function?
I believe so. Yes, a little bit. I've heard of it.
So it was when they take a super thing and make that super thing even more potent to affect humans.
Right.
So these leaked emails, basically, they found out that he knew about it. He's not as innocent as how he's portraying to be. And that he's trying to deny gain of function, that he provided money to the Wuhan lab for gain of function. He's saying, no, it was for other research other than gain of function. So these emails are coming out now where it's basically exposing him, and not to mention that he's primarily responsible for this thing floating around worldwide, as well as now he's not only responsible for that, but he is one of the highest paid bureaucrats now, making $400K a year, and how he wants this to keep dragging on because he's getting a salary off of it. So basically the emails are slowly coming out to the origins of that thing, and he's getting exposed pretty much in a nutshell.
Which is probably why they're in such a rush to everybody to, get that thing. Because the jig's going to be up soon. The jig's going to be up, especially when people fucking start dropping off from this thing. You know what I mean? And people start realizing, like, wait a minute. You know what they have in common was, only thing they had in common was they both got that thing. They all had that thing. But it's going to be too late by then. All that lotteries and donuts and beer and all that shit y'all fucking cashed in on.
Yeah.
Somebody said with the AIDS, they said that was undesirables. Well, nobody cared back then. Well, now the undesirable is you.
Mm.
You're the undesirable.
Mm,
Because here's the thing, a lot of y'all is getting ready to be what these people call useless eaters. Okay, so useless eaters are people that really don't. They only draw from the economy. They don't really add to it. They're not. They're not productive. They're not. They're not adding to the machine. And we're moving into an age where automation is getting ready to be king. And when automation really sets off, which is part of what 5G is all about, a lot of people's going to be losing their jobs. A lot of people's going to be losing their jobs. Think about all the self-checkout that you have now at these fucking stores. Like, those are jobs lost. Like, every fucking self-checkout line is a cashier who lost their job.
They're now using truck drivers.
Matter of fact, you're doing that person's job for free when you go there and you bag your own bags, because that's actually supposed to be their fucking job. That's supposed to be somebody else's job. They done tricked you into getting somebody fired and doing their job for free. You just saved the fucking the company who knows how much money just by going on the self-checkout line.
Not to mention, you're also taking money away from your local economy when you order online, like Amazon.
You said what?
I said, not to mention that you're also taking away from your local economy when you order online, such as Amazon.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. But kind of touching back on that Dr. Fauci thing, another thing that I wanted to mention. Also, they're saying now is like what most of us have known, Lord J. They're saying now it could have possibly been a lab leak.
You're frozen.
Highly likely that it could have been a lab leak.
Okay.
Yeah, they're saying now with Dr. Fauci that it is highly possible now that it could have been a lab leak from Wuhan, because they cannot find the in America. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
What did they say?
And they're saying they can't find.
Didn't they say it was from originally? It was from a. Hang on, didn't they try to blame it on like a fish market or some shit like that in Wuhan? Remember that?
Yes.
When they acted like this shit was from a dirty fucking fish market where like maybe monkeys and fish intertwined or some shit like that.
It was a bat. From a bat.
Oh, it was from a bat. Right. From a bat.
Yes.
Yeah, AIDS was a monkey. This was a bat, supposedly. Right. But the whole leaking from a laboratory was spoken about even back in the early parts of this. There was talk of, I think this was some shit was going on in Wuhan in a lab, and this shit might escape from a lab. So yeah, they try to blame it on bats and shit though. Like, you see how you don't hear a lot of these narratives though later on.
Right.
Like all that bats. When's the last time we heard anything about bats and that thing, that everybody's scared of? Like, when's the last time you heard those two things together? Also, I want y'all to remember that to really scare y'all, in the beginning, they were showing us videos of people in China that were just falling out on their faces and shit like that. Like as if people were just dropping dead out of nowhere. Remember those? Remember those videos, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
When have you seen one person do that anywhere else over here in America? When have you ever seen that? Now they'll say, "Oh, my such and such died." And well, they ain't fall out on their face just like out of nowhere type of shit. like the kind of shit they scared you with in the beginning. What happened to those fucking shit? Tom Jones, land patents. I don't know a lot about land patents, but yes, we are the original native people of this land and of the planet Earth. But I don't have a lot of knowledge on land patents. Maybe you can put me on, Tom Jones. I see him keep asking me about this land patent.
Yeah, I see that.
I have to bring it up.
So before we move on from this Dr. Falsey topic, lastly, Falsey is warning. He's declaring, do not claim premature victory against that thing. Basically, we're not out the woods yet. We're not out the woods yet, folks.
Who said we were? Like, who said we were? I know that they want this to be a perpetual thing. You're never going to be out the woods. Once they put you in the woods, once they put you in the wilderness, do you think they're going to now bring you out into civilization? No. See, this whole thing about, oh, I just want things to go back to normal. It's never going to go back to normal. It's never going to go back to normal. You remember when back in the days when you could fucking go to the airport and fucking walk your loved one right up to their fucking gate of the fucking plane before they get on this shit? After 9/11, you can't do that. That's over. And they didn't just do it for a little while. It never went back to normal. You're never going to be able to walk somebody to the fucking plane again. The farthest you're going to be able to walk them is to that fucking security checkpoint, like you've been doing. And you've become accustomed to that. That's the new send-off spot. That's the new send-off spot. And everybody fucking has accepted it. The same way everybody is accepting a lot of shit that's going on right now.
That's true.
This shit is fucking crazy. So don't think that this shit is going back to somebody's normal. That's just some shit to try to get you to do what they want you to do. Good question, Tom Jones. He said, Lord Jamar, how is it possible for so-called African Americans to claim land in America if they're from Africa? I would think that their argument is, well, I did all this work for free, and I guess some land should be given to me. Okay. But Tom Jones, what we don't realize is by us claiming that we're all from Africa and not realizing that we are, that a lot of us are the natives, the so-called Indians that were already here, we're actually dispossessing the land. See, by us not claiming it, not knowing that we are the natives, we've abandoned the land. You see, and that's how they can actually be like, well, I mean, y'all never claimed it because we didn't know it was ours. You know what I mean? And so these motherfuckers will act like, I mean, we just, squatters' rights. We found some abandoned land, and so we took it. So that's partial. That's also what we're doing when we believe that we were all, because yes, some of us were from Africa, but not all of us. And I'm not going to say not even the majority of us were from Africa. The majority of us were already here.
Facts. Lord Jamar, now you brought up that good point about the airplanes and seeing your loved ones off at the new takeoff spot, the new takeoff gate before getting on an airplane. That's going to tie me in to my last question of the evening, my brother. Now, last time when I spoke about this, I got an answer from you, but I didn't feel like it was a thorough answer, my brother.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to revisit this one more time, my brother. And I think the people want to know as well. Okay,
Oh,
we need
this shit right here.
a little bit more detailed answers on this. Okay, I even seen a comment where a supporter said, "Lord J, you can't be arrogant to think we're the only ones." Just recently now, U.S. intelligence agencies is about about to release information to Congress. More UFOs have been spotted next to Navy ships. Speak on it. Speak on it, Lord J. UFOs spotted again next to Navy ships.
And I told y'all.
This story's not going away. It just keeps popping back up.
And the reason why, Research Project Bluebeam. Research Project Bluebeam, people. Okay. The reason why we're having a resurgence right now, talking about UFOs and shit like that, is because for a long time, these people have been waiting for the proper technology to be able to stage a fake alien attack on the people and blame it
Whoa. Lord J.
UFOs.
I think we might need to speak in code a little bit. Okay. You're claiming, Lord J, is what you're saying is they're trying to stage a fake UFO attack. What is this based out of, my brother? Where are you getting this knowledge from?
I'm getting this from Research Project Bluebeam. This is knowledge that has been out here for years. Okay. They will use holograms. They will use technology that they will claim we don't have anything like that, but they have shit like that. You understand what I'm saying?
You froze up. Lord J, you froze up. Rewind select on.
You were frozen. I wasn't frozen. You look frozen.
You were frozen on my side. Rewind. Okay. Rewind selector. Say it again, just in case.
They will use super realistic holograms. Thank you. First name, last name. They will use hang on, damn, these things move fast. Super realistic holograms to make it appear. Holy shit, but I saw the shit right above my head. I was in New York and I saw there was a giant disc or whatever the fucking case may be. Don't believe the hype, no matter what you see, what you think you see. But real rockets were coming out of it. Oh yeah, the rockets might be, the destruction might be real, but the fucking what you're looking at up there is not real. You know what I mean? But they might shoot some shit out of it that makes real destruction. Oh yeah, that part probably will be real, but not the fucking appearance of what you don't believe your eyes. Another thing is they do have crafts that can make maneuvers that they claim they're not capable of making with man-made crafts, but they do have some crafts that they haven't showed you that are able to do certain things that they'll make you think people. So combined with those real crafts and these holograms, these motherfuckers is going to try to do a fake attack. Now you say, oh, Lord Jamar, why would they try to do some shit like that? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because
I was just going to ask.
Because it's all about the new world order. Okay, so just like they want to have a one world government, a one world money, how do we help unify the world? Well, this thing that we're going through right now, this whole, blam skemic, the fucking blam skemic is a worldwide blam skemic. You know what I mean? And so that right there is meant to make to try to unify the world in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, listen, this affects us all as humanity. You know what I mean? So now let's just say you have a so-called enemy from outer space. And there is no outer space, people. There might be more land out of what we know, but there is no outer space as they claimed there to be. Anyway, so now that would now call for people to act like, listen, we're getting attacked from otherworldly beings. We need to stop, our petty, we need to come together as the world, because we're being attacked by a different world. We don't have time anymore to have borders and stuff. It needs to be a one world, so it will be in the name of, trying to unify the world against the aliens. That, yeah.
And it's funny, it's strange. It's always okay. So we're in agreement that they've got aircrafts that the general public don't know about. An example would be the B-2 stealth bomber, right? Remember, it was a top secret before it was released to the public. The B-2 bomber.
Yes.
Funny looking, bat looking plane.
Right.
So,
and if you would have saw that at that time before it was released, you might have thought that was a UFO.
As it's shaped kind of like it's kind of shaped like this.
Yeah. Triangular pyramid type of shape.
Right. So, you're right. That's not far out of the.
No, I didn't say the sun, moon, and stars don't exist. Shut up, niggas be saying some dumb shit. Did you just say the sun, moon, and stars don't exist? No, you asshole. I said space doesn't exist as you believe it to exist. It's not some endless vacuum where the stars are millions and millions of miles away and we're spinning through space. That's what I said. You fucking man, niggas be annoying me with your non-listening asses sometimes.
Either they're not listening or they're trolling. One of the two.
Yeah, well, the trolls, I'm quick to
send them to the block party.
What? So please don't play a
block party.
What about solar facts? They're incorrect. I'm sorry. Hate to say it. Wasn't right. It was based on the knowledge that they had at that time. Yeah. Solar facts are incorrect. That was just common school knowledge at the time. That wasn't God knowledge. Hate to say it. And I love my nation. That's why we need to revamp these. We need to renew our history because proper education of law corrects errors. We don't hold on to errors just because of out of tradition. But anyway,
what was he referring to? So what did he call it? Solar what? What was he referring to? He called it solar
facts. Those are some lessons that are in those are part of 5% lessons.
Okay, got you. So just to wrap it up, I was going to tie it in what I was about to say earlier, Lord Jamar, was that the B-2 bomber was released, and like you said, people could have identified that as UFOs prior to knowing. But it's just weird. I think you're right. You're onto something, because why are these UFOs always hanging around like a Navy ship? It's not that hard to figure out. Just put two and two together.
Yep, he was wrong about that. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Why are they always hanging around Navy ships? It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, because the Navy's the one launching them. Like,
yeah.
Come on. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop the bullshit. Like, we can't take nothing that these motherfuckers say on face value. A large, thank you, first name, last name, said a large part of the population will go missing and they going to say it was aliens. Yeah. They can do that. Oh, yeah, maybe they got abducted combined with, but I'm saying I would believe they want to do straight up like shooting missiles down or some shit, lasers from the sky type of shit. Fuck some shit up. Like really fucking have people terrified. Like you think the fucking 9/11 was something. Like this is gonna, and they're gonna have to do it around the world. So these fucking holograms are gonna be showing up just like in because it's all about predictive programming. So what happened in Independence Day? They had these giant fucking ships that showed up in the major cities around the world, and they just hovered over those fucking cities very ominously. You know what I mean? A little too high though to touch, you see, but close enough to where they can see it good.
They always let you know ahead of time in the movies.
All of this shit is predictive programming. All of this shit is, a lot of it is planted in your mind from movie. Like the reason why we believe that space and shit is real is probably from things like Star Trek and Star Wars. Those were the two that like really stepped it up with their CGI game and all of that made outer space look like, whoa, like that's so that's what it really looks like out there. Because they've tried from the beginning of when they were not even talking on film to try to like make a representation of what they thought space looked like. You know what I mean? And what it would look like if a rocket shot into space and all of this type of shit. But I'm telling you, motherfuckers got trinked when fucking Star Wars came. I mean, when Star Trek came out, that was probably the first one where it's like, oh shit, like that shit looks crazy, you know. But then that still looked kind of fake, you know what I mean? You know, but then when the technology got even better, and then when the Star Wars came out, whoa, you couldn't tell niggas after Star Wars that outer space and aliens and all of that type of shit wasn't real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, and most people, if they really look back, they'll realize that a lot of their belief in that type of shit probably was solidified after watching a movie like fucking Star Wars.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, you know, I was a fan, so you can also see the
2001
difference.
Space Odyssey. I'm sorry, that was one too. That was another one before Star Wars. 2001 Space Odyssey. Thank you, Dakota Winbush.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so you could compare the technology with the CGI from the very first Star Wars up to the ones that they're releasing now. World difference, right? World of a difference. So they've gotten better with the technology on the CGI.
Right. And they're gonna get, you know, and they got better with hologram technology. They've gotten better with a lot of shit. You know what I mean? That's why they're ready. And things like 5G helps do the things that they need to do technologically on this next level.
True. Well, Lord Jamar, my brother, I think that wraps up another great episode of What You Think, Lord. I think you always deliver to the people, deliver the truth, let the people know what's going on in the world from your perspective, my brother. We applaud you for that.
Well, thank you, Artie Stacks. I appreciate you, Brody.
Always, my brother.
All right, man. Well, we'll be back. I hope y'all enjoyed. Try to get this up on Patreon, but we will definitely be having clips coming up pretty soon. Yes, people, L. Ron Hubbard wrote a lot of futuristic bullshit books. He was a fucking Satanist. All right, peeps. We're gonna get up out of here. Once again, to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Yanadameen. If you'd like to donate to the show, go to cash.me/$Yanadameen. We thank you in advance. Shout out to everybody who donated in the super chat. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We don't stop. We make knowledge born. And, you know, sometimes we're going to ruffle some feathers, but it is what it is, man. Like, the truth is truth, and it needs to be heard, man. So we thank you for joining us once again. Little outro music, as always. Oh, it's about to be 10:10, huh? It's those angel hours. Because we walk with the angels. We on that God time, baby. It's the God time, baby. All right, y'all. We out. Peace and love.
Peace.